for an AWP as well into this buy, which is a bit difficult considering 4 rifles up against North, not exactly going well. I think the AWP, especially on that CT side, where you can go in aggressively for that pick, maybe play it up towards long, that can really switch things up and change it, put it back in your favor. But right now, they've just not got anything in their hands, just rifles. So, unless I misread the economy there as it flashed up, this should just be a clean, clean rifle round for the LDLC guys.
Yeah, I do think, they're having a nice bit of success, in all honesty, when they do have the rifles on their CT side. They find a couple of frags here and there. It's just when it kind of comes down into the late round scenarios, as it kind of gets whittled down, even though sometimes we see them with the kind of 4v3s, even with the man advantage, they are very quick to throw stuff like that away. And it's little mistakes here and there, the little things that you don't really see kind of these tier 1 teams making. That's really holding them back right now versus North. And North, they're no strangers to these sorts of mistakes. They're going to exploit the living hell out of them the second they get made. So right now LDLC just kind of missing out maybe on a couple of trades, a couple of bad decisions here and there, and they're being punished for it. So now North, no mercy, no remorse, just a boatload of speed as they rush in towards this B-bomb site. Maniac has to fall on back. 3 players here to hold back this rush, but they get forced out thanks to that smoke. The flash is raining on through as well. AZ's boosted on up, does get one. And then MSL to find Alex. It is going to be one man left to stand alone. Misto able to get MSL at least, but then Magic is there to trade things out. Existence and Twano, 2v3 to retake this site. Bomb isn't down just yet. They could potentially deny it, especially with where Existence is. Goes for the spray, finds himself one. He does lose his teammate Twano, gets caught quick switching out in the open, and that's going to be North to find themselves at match point.
I mean, a bit sloppy from North, honestly, in letting the bomb get dropped and letting Existence push on in. It doesn't seem to matter because they're just hitting their shots in the gunfights, but you can see they're not really putting as much importance on this on these kind of like late rounds. It seems like they just want to hurry up and close out the game with these kind of fast rushes, and I think they're probably going to do something very similar again as they set up outside of the A site. Only one player down towards B this time. LDLC have put together a bit of a charity shot by a FAMAS or two, a couple of UMPs and Existence on just a pistol. As North continue a full rifle on AWP buy over on Cajun, actually holding a default for this one, playing it very passive, which is a surprise considering they could probably just charge into the B site again and just get a free win. But the confidence on these guys is crazy. We saw AZ get dinked instantly in that round and then just jump up on the barrels and take a fight and succeed as well. But this time, at least LDLC will do something good. They kick it off with a kill. Misto taking that frag onto Config and just throwing a rifle back as they back off towards the site.
Yeah, this time North actually going to be switching things up and making their way over towards B to try and find the equalizer, try and get this trade to put things back into a 4-on-4. And whilst they make their way on in, smoke is down to hold them back for the time being. Maniac is here, but you can see Misto's actually falling on back, opting to hold this very passively. So he's far forward, no one there to trade things out. The information he gets isn't going to be too useful. And actually now he's going to be rejoined by Misto, thankfully, as they're both here. But all it takes is, singular Molotov to land in the right place to dispatch of Misto. And as they're stacked up outside of B, 35 seconds left. You can see the rotates coming in preemptively from LDLC as they actually send Alex around. So they've got 3 players in this site. The odds leaning a little bit in their favor, and Alex is going to make quick work of MSL over towards short. Cajun does trade things out. Misto goes aggressive, but he's quickly dealt with. And in the blink of an eye, this B site just crumbling as North charge on in. A wall of smokes goes down to cut the site in two. The bomb plant comes in, and Existence, he's charging into the site with all his might. Finds himself one, keeps up the fight, and he's doing a lot of damage. Grabs himself a UMP to play around with as well. But Cajun B's watching the angle, mops up the first, looking for a second. Twano darting around, ducking and weaving with the UMP, trying to make this work with a Tech 9. Does a lot of damage. Magic and Twano, both within a couple of ounces of HP of one another, but the bomb ticking away. No kit, and down goes Twano. North, they win that one out, 16-7. They pick it up in a 2-0 fashion. LDLC sadly walk away with nothing.
Yeah, again, we came into this one expecting a very similar, performance and scoreline. I think it was a little more dominant for North than I even expected. I thought maybe LDLC could get a few more rounds over on Overpass. Definitely not so much on Cobble, which is obviously North's best map. Yeah. But still, I mean, you've got to be happy if you're North there, because that's now brought them up to first place in the league. Obviously, a place they've kind of not been rare of sitting at. They've been jotting back and forth between top 3 anyway. So being back in first is going to be good for the guys. Just taking away from Mousesports, who secured it early on in the day. But I mean, we've had 2 2-0s today. That's quite interesting to see. Considering Mousesports definitely upset earlier against Hellraisers, taking away both maps, and North, not so much of an upset, but still a 2-0 is going to be great to see as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, we did actually see on the North Twitter account they predicted that they would be stealing it out from underneath Mouse. And that's exactly what they do. So there we go. North go ahead and pick that up in a 2-0 fashion. Like you said, overall, I mean, I thought it was going to be a little bit more of a, you know, a little bit more even than it was from LDLC. I was a little bit underwhelmed for the most part. I feel like Cobble, I was a bit surprised at the fact they were able to get 6 when you look at Overpass, and they only got 7. So, you know, I was expecting a lot more from them on Overpass, if I'm honest with you, in comparison.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, a couple of the rounds they picked up was just due to individual performance again, which is good, obviously, but, you know, they didn't really